Okay, so we are live again. It's been quite a while that we've not had these conversations, but we are here again. I became quite busy in the past 2 weeks attending seminars and speaking at different events, but I'm here again as we begin to look forward to the launch of your Book with Sell Academy for the third time. Sorry, for the fourth time. The first time was in July 2020, then December 2020, July again 2021, and now we are doing it again December 2021. So it's good to be having these conversations, especially with those who academy, those who have engaged with us in the academy, those who have deemed it fit to join the academy, and they have gotten quite some phenomenal results by being part of the academy. It's like a testimonial to other individuals to know, to show to them that by being part of the academy, results can actually be gotten. So thank you to everyone who is joining us right now. If you're joining us, please let us know where you are. What's your name? Where you are from? You can tell us what your name is, what you do, and from which city that you're tuning in, whether in Nigeria or out of Nigeria. You tell us where you are from, so that we can connect. It's a connecting. It's an opportunity to connect with one another, an opportunity to build formidable relationships. So go ahead and do two things for me. Tell me where you are tuning in from. Tell me your name, tell me the city that you're tuning in from, and tell me what you do. And then, secondly, please go ahead and share this video right away on your timeline so that a lot more individuals can join us on this conversation. So, go share this video, tell us where you are from, tell us your name, and those are the two things that you do for us. So, today on this conversation, I have Ikwawu Igwe Carlo. Ikwawu
Yes.
Igwe Carlo can be shortened to IIK, right? So all the
Or
way
IK for
from
short.
the IK for short,
Yeah.
all the way from the city of Abuja in Nigeria. And I'm very happy and glad that you're sharing this. You told me beforehand that you were going to be at the work site, and thankfully, you're doing this. We should have done this at 10 a.m. in the morning, but traffic cut me up. Something that I never expected to happen overnight. The one road was just blocked, and man, I was just caught up in traffic, and I'm very apologetic for shifting it by 1 hour. But we are here and we are going to have this conversation. So tell us, I've shared about your bio, I've shared a lot of things about you so individuals can understand who you are. But one thing that intrigues me, which I would like you to kind of buttress about, is about your pastoral background, all right, and the exploits that you've done ever since then. Meeting you in Abuja and understanding your journey, what you have gone through, man, it was amazing. And I think your story was the first story that I shared on Spirits of Africans. It was amazing
Yes.
listening to your story. So go ahead and share with us, apart from what I have already put out there on Facebook, share with us. Let's get to know you, and particularly with regards, because with your background as a pastor.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Mecca. Thank you once again for this wonderful opportunity to share your platform with you. I mean, it's something that I am happy about, and I am happy doing this with you this morning. Okay, I'm so happy meeting you for the first time. Then in Abuja was something I wanted to do, and I was glad we met. And since then, our relationship has always been a has always been one of value. Okay, so I appreciate that deeply, and I just want to say thank you once again for this wonderful opportunity to share this platform with you. So I'm sure it's going to be a a value, a time of value for everyone watching. So if you're watching this broadcast right now, so sit back. I want you to sit back, enjoy every bit of this conversation. Is going to be one of value, because every time spent with Emeka Nobis can never be one that you can regret. It's always a time that you will leave better off than you you stepped in. So my name is Ikwa Igwe, like Mekanovis had earlier said. You can call me IK for short. Okay. I started as a pastor in 2005 while I was in the campus. Ever since I've been pastoring young people, helping young people find their purpose, helping young people discover their purpose, develop it, and deploy it early in life in areas where it will be of value to, not just to themselves, but to people around them, to the its society and to the nation at large. So that's my background as a pastor. Okay, but recently I am not recently, I think from 2009, 2019, I I stepped aside from active pastoral duties. That's the story I'm going to talk about in as we progress in this conversation, because that was what gave birth to my current book, which is selling right now. So during the course of the conversation, I'm going to talk about that transition from active pastoral duty into what I am doing right now, which of course I am happy about. So um, primarily, I am an architect. I am practicing architecture in the city of Abuja. I am an architect and I also a tech. I am an entrepreneur. I run series of businesses, buying and selling, like the Igbo man will usually say. You can't take that away from an Igbo man. I do a bit of buying and selling here. I import nuts and I, retail out to people, to the end users. I also run a book publishing company. I also run a web design firm that designs and provides digital solutions to small businesses. So that's pretty much what I do. I am an author as well. Okay, I think that's about me. I am an architect primarily. As an architect, I prefer to be known as an architect because I've been practicing architecture. This is close to 2 decades right now. So and it's been an exciting experience so far. I am from Abia State. I live in Abuja. I'm married. I have 2 wonderful children, and I have a beautiful wife who supports me all the way in everything that I do. So that is it about me, Mr. Emeka Novis. I don't know if I'm leaving anything out.
Yeah, exactly. You did amazing there. Okay, so
Mm,
let's jump into the first question for today. The first question is this: I've connected with a lot of other experts, medical doctors, educational folks in education, and all that.
mm.
Why I am coming from your background as a pastor is the fact that two things. Can you see me? Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. I think you
I
you
think
were cut off for a moment.
I will cut off a moment. So sorry about that.
No
So
problem, sir.
what I'm going from that angle is the fact that a lot of two things actually. Number one is the fact that a lot of individuals feel okay, you are called to be a pastor. It should be a lifetime thing. You should never step away from it. It should be full time pastoring. But they've been
Mm,
able to make that transition, and a lot of individuals are like, "Wow, was he really called by God?" But I've seen people who have made these transitions abroad, but Nigeria here it seems to be like a disaster or something like that, or a disappointment. Then, secondly, you've written books that are not really about the Lord said or 20 ways to hear from the Lord or stuff like
yes.
that. And this is one of the issues that I have with some pastors. When I tell them to author books, they say that they must author books that have to do with anointing or healing or deliverance or whatever. But I've seen quite a lot of them. They are very good when it comes to consulting, very good when it comes to teaching. When they could some of them are experts in tech and all that. Why don't they keep writing books in those areas? So from if you can zero in from these two things and tell us why you have authored a book, first as a pastor and then as an architect and someone who is doing quite a series of businesses.
Okay. Okay. One of the reasons why I authored a book is this. I wanted to prove a point that my book can sell. That was the first primary reason. You know, during my time as a pastor, interacting with other pastors, I find a lot of pastors who actually they write books, like you said. anointing, grace, topics regarding to spiritual living and all that. And at the end of the day, you find out that the people who end up buying these books are only the members out of um, uh, to show their patronage. Okay, not really because they want to read the book, not really because they need the book, but just to show that okay, we want to identify with you. You are my pastor. You wrote a book. I just need to buy your book. But that I don't think that's the end. That should be the sole purpose of writing a book. Okay. So I went into writing a book, and most especially joining your book will sell academy is so that I could prove a point that my book can sell to people who don't even know me, so that you are not buying my book simply because you want to show support, but you are buying my book because it promises value, and you are
Mm.
going to be and you're going to be a repeat buyer because the first promise I made you of value, I delivered on that value. So that was the first reason for me in writing books. Although I had written books before joining your book to sell academy, and those were they were similar to your story when the story you keep telling about when the first book you wrote that you ended up giving out most of them. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was to prove a point that my book can sell. And I have proven that point that my book can sell, that I can author a book and people who don't know me will see the book and buy it, not because I am a pastor, but because there is a promise in my book and I have delivered on that promise. And not just
Mm.
because I've delivered on that promise, but because I've made the book, sellable to you. I've made the book in a way that you can buy my book alongside you can buy the books of Miles Munro, buy the books of John Maxwell. By our own institution, where if I put my books on a bookshelf with the likes of these people, someone can actually consider my book even without knowing me.
Mm.
So that was one. Then the
Mm.
second reason for writing, for authoring books, was to get my message to as many people as possible. Now I'm going to refer to the
Mm.
pastoral background now. As a pastor who believe that God has given me a message, okay, and not just as a pastor, but to every individual, because that's what I've come to. That this has become my core message recently now. That every individual has a message. You don't have to be. It mustn't be religious. You don't have to be religious. You don't have to be a pastor. You don't have to be religiously inclined to one area or to be a fanatic. You have a message. And why do I say you have a message? Is because that every individual is unique with a unique purpose, with a unique characteristics, with a unique voice. And that your voice, there is something God has given you to offer. No matter where you are from, as long as you have been created by God, God put you here, to do something, to say something. So you have a message. And that message is not for you, it is for your audience. So that's where a lot of people get it wrong. They believe that what I am saying is for me. So you do it in a way that suits you. You do it at your convenience. You do it according to the way you like let's say if you are inclined to the color blue or your favorite color is yellow, you try to make your books to be maybe the cover of your book to be yellow. You try to do this because you like yellow, but it's not about you. It's not about you. It's about the
Mm.
audience you have been called out to. So the second reason, like I said, the second reason why I ventured into writing books was to get my message across to as many people as possible. Now, as a pastor, I was used to speaking to people on a regular meeting days, when I have the opportunity to speak and, and the highest people can do is take down notes. And those notes they take is not all that you have said. They only take the ones they could hear at that moment.
Mm.
Maybe find that there are video recordings or audio recordings of the meetings, but rarely do people refer back to all those recordings. But so I wanted to write a book that can be timeless, so that my message will not just be heard in passing, that my message can be referred to over time. That if I have
Mm.
a book and is on the bookshelf, okay, whatever I am saying is right there, is sitting there. It cannot be tampered with by technology. It cannot be tampered with by time. As long as the book is not being burnt or destroyed, the book is there. So my message can be referred to from time to time, and it's timeless, and it has gotten to as many people as possible. So those were the two major reasons why I wrote my book. Number one, I said to prove a point that my book can sell, which takes care of the financial aspect, because it's of no use writing books that's not going to make money for you, because you have invested time, you have invested a lot of resources, you have used your money to print the book. So you should recoup, you should get back your money, you should make some profit from that book. Because if not, that's where a lot of people are frustrated. They take the first book project and they don't proceed further. All right. So that's the first one, to prove a point that my book can sell. The second reason was to get my message out to as many people as possible, because as long as the message is with me, it's making it makes no sense, because the message is not for me, it's for my audience. So those are the two major reasons why I started writing books.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Very fantastic, fantastic. So the next question is, what's your best-selling book to date? What's your best-selling book, and how many copies have you done? I know you've done
Hello, Mr.
quite a
Mecca.
couple of. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello,
Okay, can you hear me now? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Mr. Mecca, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me now? Hello, IK. Can you hear me?
Yes,
I
yes.
think network is a bit okay. Fantastic. So
I
I
can hear
asked
you.
the next question.
I can hear
Okay, I asked the
you.
next question. I said, "What's your best-selling book till date?" Because I see that you focus a lot of, keenly on ebooks a lot. So, what's your best-selling? Because people feel that ebooks don't really sell. A lot of individuals feel the ebooks don't sell, but I believe that they do sell, and
Loud and clear.
you are testimonial to the fact that your ebooks can sell. So,
Loud and clear. I can hear you.
what's your best-selling ebook till date?
I can hear you, Mr. Mecca. I can hear you.
I think network is a bit of an issue right now. I think network is a bit of an issue. Let me sort him out in the background. But guys, are you getting any form of value from the session so far? If you're getting any form of value from the session far, let me know. So, are you guys? Can you, if you've got some form of value that you've gotten so far, let me see if I can bring him back. So, Ike, can you hear me now?
Okay, I have one best-selling ebook, and it's a very simple book. It's titled "How to Write a 1K ebook in 24 hours."
Network is really hooking him up. Let me call him on the phone and get him to log in and log out. So, but guys, if you can hear me clearly, if you can hear us clearly, let me know. Let me get him on the phone so that he can log off and log in back again. If you got questions, please drop your questions and let me. He will definitely answer them. But let me know your thoughts so far. I can see quite a lot of individuals. I can see Pastor Tunji Olijimi, and I know you're enjoying this because, like, a pastor is on board with us. Let me call him on the phone and see if he can. log out and log in back again. Yes, sir. Can you log in? Can you log out and log in back again, please?
Okay, let me do that.
Yeah.
Although I could hear you.
Yeah, but we can't hear you, and the whole thing is not streaming so well. So log out and log in again.
All right, sir.
All right. So he will log out and log in again. We're not hearing him from his own side, but he will log back again into the live stream, and I will bring him back again. So what values have we been getting so far? These conversations are as a prelude to joining the academy. The Your Book Will Sell Academy is opening up on the December 3rd, and I need you to be part of that academy. He was part of the academy, even as a pastor. He came into the academy. He learned in the academy in July 2020, and ever since then, he has been doing amazing with his books. He's selling, as you heard from him. He writes books not just because he wants to bless lives. He writes books because he wants to make money from those books. A lot of individuals write books and they don't even think about the money part. They're only thinking about who they can bless, and they're happy with people. Well, maybe that's you. That's what you want. But for me, it's a great mission that you author a book, you make money from that book, so that you can use that money to touch a lot more lives, right? So it's good that you're touching 5 lives, but it's better that you can touch 20 lives. It's even best that you can touch 1 million lives. And you cannot touch 1 million lives if you don't have money. And that's the truth. So your Book Will Sell Academy is all about how you can know what it means and what it takes to be able to write a book that actually sells. As you heard from him, timeless books, books that embody messages because you've got a message to share to the world. And then you put that book out there in the world so that people can buy the book, make money for you, and then you are able to touch a lot more lives. So if you've got questions, before I bring him back again, please drop your questions. If there's something you want to ask me right away, go ahead. While I bring certain conversations right there on the screen, I can see Uchechuku says, yes, I have a message. Yes, you've got a message. Pastor Tunji is saying we all have a message, which can be our story in life, ministry or business. Fantastic. Pastor Tunji is also saying, loving this, sir. Uchichuku said, timeless book. Maureen and we will saying, great session. Thank you, Maureen, for being here. Deborah said, definitely value loaded session, although network is not friendly. Well, we are battling with it, and that's fine. So let me bring him back again on the conversation. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Fantastic. So go ahead.
Yeah.
You are speaking about your best-selling book. Please
Okay.
shoot.
Okay, yes. I have 2 current best-selling books right now. The first one is titled How to Write a 1K ebook in 24 hours. And that book came because of Your Book Will Sell Academy. I got that idea from Chioma Eze's session when she talked about the landing page, how to create a landing page for a 1K product. I think that's what it was titled, her session, that how to do a landing page for a 1K product. So I got that idea. I said, okay, I've done several ebooks in the past, and my interaction with quite a lot of people see that people have this challenge of how to write an ebook. They feel an ebook should be so official, so serious, think about the acknowledgements, dedication, ISBN and all that protocols before you do, So I took that idea. So what I did was I first of all created a WhatsApp group, and I made it free for people who want to write an ebook. I want to teach you how to write an ebook. So I gathered a whole lot of people and filled the WhatsApp group, and I taught. So after teaching, I made sure I didn't drop any voice notes. Everything was typed out and I was strategic about that. I typed everything out in that class. I think it lasted for 2 days. So it was a robust class. It was, complete. I didn't mind. I gave out all that value for free. So when the class was done, I simply exported the group chats to a word processor and turned it into an ebook. And I also got that idea from your book. I think your book about a WhatsApp, something about ebook. I got that as a free
Mm.
ebook from you. I think when I purchased your book with sale. Think so. So I exported the entire chart into a word processor and turned it into an ebook. Went to Canva, designed the cover. The cover wasn't so fantastic according to Chioma's session. I just put text there, didn't bother myself putting pictures, and I slammed 1K on top of it, put it on Facebook ads, and it started selling as like mad. That was in January this year. I can't remember the number of copies I've sold. So recently, I just launched another. I'm just running another ad on it again, and the ad is still running. So the book has been timeless. When I see that whenever I'm running low on cash, I just pick a few amount of money and I run ads on the book again, and it sells. It sells again. So that's my number one best-selling book so far. So it's not so serious. It's not so such a serious book, okay? And as a pastor, it wasn't about how to hear from God. It was simply how to solve a seeming problem for a lot of people. How to write a 1K ebook in 24 hours. And you could write, and people could do that. They saw that it is possible. They can write 10 pages of an ebook and they sell. So people who were initially thinking that they have to write 100 pages, people who were initially thinking they had to do 50 pages, 500 pages for them to do an ebook, they saw that this is something that they can actually do. Wow, Mr. Meka, I lost you there. My network is. Mhm.
Network is really, 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 really dealing with us, so guys. But please bear with us. I will bring him back again. So, but have you gotten quite some great value from what he has shared so far? Yeah, someone is saying, "Wow, wow, money printing idea." Yeah, I believe that you guys are learning. Fidelity said, "Wow, money printing idea," which is fantastic, right? Yeah. So, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I
Network,
can hear you. Yes.
we will defeat this network in Jesus' name. So people were saying something about a very beautiful way to make money, money printing idea. And I see you run a lot of ads. So maybe when money is going down, you just run ads and people start buying the book, right?
Yeah. Yes. That has been my strategy. Although
Mm,
I had some copies sold organically,
yes.
but the major source of sales has been Facebook ads. Yes.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
So my second, okay, do I go ahead about
Yeah, go ahead.
the
Go ahead. Go ahead, please.
hello, Mr. Meka?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Okay,
Go ahead.
okay, okay. Now the second best-selling book I have so far is the one I just currently launched. This one is not uh, okay. This is not the one I currently launched now is not an ebook. It's titled When You Rise. I don't know if you can see that from here.
Mm, mm. Yes, I can see it.
Ooh, Mr. Meka, I think I lost you there.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. I can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay, so this is my second best-selling book. I just recently launched this. It just came out recently. It's titled When You Rise. Okay. Okay, this is titled When You Rise. I took the bold step to print this and to sell it. Now, should I go ahead and talk about how it has been selling, how it
Yeah, go
became
ahead.
a best-selling book for
Yeah,
me,
tell
and
us
I've
three
sold over
strategies
a
that
hundred
you
copies of it.
amazing. Go ahead and
Okay,
tell us three strategies you've utilized so
okay, sir.
far to be able to sell it.
Okay, the first strategy I used was WhatsApp broadcasts.
Hmm.
And Mr. Mecca, I learned that from you.
Hmm.
Previously when I do WhatsApp broadcast to sell my books, I just put down all the text as if I'm writing a sales letter, and I'll start throwing it to the people. And I didn't realize that people were bored reading all that long text.
Hmm.
So when I receive your own broadcast message, it doesn't come that long. It comes as a conversation. It just comes one or two lines. Then the next one will come. The next one will come. Maybe the fourth one that will come will be a question, which will prompt me to respond. And the next one comes again. And it becomes like a conversation. So I utilized that strategy. I saw it because I tried to look at what you do, and it's not, I didn't for one day call you to ask you how do you do this. No, I just observed from a distance, and I was able to look through the strategies you were using. So I
Hmm.
copied that, and it worked, fantastic. It was fantastic. So I changed my approach of WhatsApp broadcast. I made it like a conversation, 3 lines, 2 lines, and I kept dropping it. So I started by building a broadcast list. And first of all, the first thing I did was I threw the first message, which is did the pleasantries and all that. Then I said, please, I need your advice on something. People like, I don't know, people enjoy it when you ask them for advice. So
Exactly.
I don't know where I learned that from. I think from series of books which I've read. People, you rub their ego, you boost people's ego when you ask them for advice. So I threw the first bomb, which is I need your advice on something. And I built two broadcast lists. A broadcast list concerned about 200 and something, I think so. So I had two out of 500 people receiving the message. So I need your advice on something. And the response was mad. I had never gotten such a response before in broadcast messages. The response was mad. People were asked, gladly, what do you need? What do you need? The response were coming, and I had trouble responding. So I spent a whole night responding. So the strategy I had was I asked, I need your advice on something. Before then, I had already made three cover designs of my book. I had three samples. So when they now responded, what do you need? What do you want me to advise about and all that? And I sent the designs. I said, please, I am writing a book titled this. These are the options of the cover designs that I have. Please help me make a choice. So, and that helped me to bring them into my space. That helped me bring my audience into my space, and they felt acknowledged. They felt as if, okay, he recognizes me, he's having such a huge project, and he requires my input, he requires my advice. So it
Hmm.
made people warm up to me, and they gladly offered their opinion. They all gladly offered, okay, I prefer this, I prefer that, I want this, adjust this here, adjust this here. And believe me, make a minute of this, you won't believe me that the title of the book I had was, the book is titled When You Rise. Okay.
Hmm.
Initially, it was titled When We Rise.
Hmm.
That was my that was the title I had. But it was because of this broadcast message, and I got suggestions. People that know how to speak good English and all that, when I offering their input and all that, and eventually I was able to change the title to When You Rise. That it
Hmm.
now has to address you
It makes it
and
it
not
makes it
about
it
we
makes it
now.
makes it personal, right? It makes it very personal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. without that broadcast message I sent out, I wouldn't have arrived at when you rise. I would have just stuck with when we rise. So that was one strategy. It helped bring my audience to
Sorry
me.
to cut you short there, because
Yes,
when you
sir.
said something like that, I remember, and if I remember my book, your book we sell. Okay, I can have it here.
Yes.
That personalization makes people to begin to think about themselves. So when you say you,
Yes.
when you rise, you are pointing to
Mm.
them. They feel that you have them in their in your in their you have them in your heart, and you really want them to do well.
Yes.
That is why they want to buy it. So see, this is
Mm.
marketing psychology. When people think about themselves, if you make it about them with your book, then they will want to buy it because they know and feel that you're thinking about them. So people, when they are putting titles on their books, sometimes I laugh, sometimes because they don't understand some of these things when it has to do with marketing psychology. Putting people at the center of what
Mm.
it is that you're
Yes.
doing. And that's why when I tell them, "Well, come and join the academy to understand how marketing psychology affects even your titles," they're like, what is it? But then they bring out the titles, and the titles are not selling. This strategy that you utilize is about taking your market, your people in your audience, and making them fully involved in the marketing process, which is what you did, and then it accumulated to the success that you're getting today. Please go ahead, sir.
All right, sir. So from there, I kept updating my audience. The choice of the book cover design. I went back to update my broadcast list from time to time, and the response was always there. Was always People, they were always responding because of that initial introduction which I had made. Even when I took the decision on which of the cover design I was going with, I was able to create a poll, a poll, and said, okay, this option got 60%, this option got 20, this option got 20. So I'm finally going with the one of 60%. So that still helped me, carry my audience along. All right. And they felt acknowledged. Oh God, this network. Oh.
Hello, guys. Seems he has gone off a bit. So I can see quite network has been an issue today, but then we will consistently walk through. Yeah, okay. Can you hear me? You're back.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, go
Yes.
ahead, sir.
Okay, so I was able to carry my audience, my broadcast list. I was able to carry my broadcast list along. I kept updating them, even when I was writing. Okay, and I even when what's it called? When I started the pre-order. Now, before I go into the pre-order part, one of the strategies or one of the goals which I set, your book will sell academy, you also talked about setting a goal for your book. So I set a goal for my book, and I said to myself that I am not going to print this book with my money. I am going to
Mm,
print this book with the money from pre-order. So
mm,
I also set a goal that I'm not going to print a book that people have not bought. I'm
mm.
going to write a book that people will buy, and they will pay for the printing.
Yeah.
And that worked for me because I set it as a goal. All right.
Mm,
So I when I saw the response from my broadcast list, I carried them along each step of the way. And when I
mm,
opened up the pre-order, now what I did was, when I opened up the pre-order, I did the cover design. I went ahead to print it, just the cover alone. I printed the cover design alone, folded it like a book. All right. They're like the cover of the book. And I was always having that before them. I
mm.
was always sending out the pictures of that book cover. I was always, when I do videos, when I'm talking about the book, I was always with that book cover. The book had not been, I had not finished writing. Mind you, I had not finished writing the book. I had not even finished, I have not even gone for proofreading and editing and all that. But the book started selling. People started buying the book even before I had finished writing. And I saw that my strategy was working. And what happened was that I intensified on my marketing. I had not done paid ads yet on this book. I relied on organic marketing first. I wanted to exhaust myself, first of all, on organic marketing. I wanted to prove a point to myself. I wanted to, give myself a lesson, a resounding lesson. I want to tell myself something so that subsequently I will not be falling into the
Okay, can you hear me? Okay, guys. So, have you guys been getting some form of value? I think he has gone out a bit. Network today is really funny. Even in Port Harcourt, where I am, network has been an issue. So, guys, have you been getting some form of value? These are the things I teach. Being able to produce your book without even your money. A lot of individuals are like, we need money to be able to produce books. But if you understand the marketing, if you understand and get into the academy and learn how you can be able to produce your book even without your own money. I stopped using my own money to produce my book after I had written my sixth book. I have done, I think my fifth book. I have done 14 books so far. I have not used my money after I stopped on my sixth book. So we need to understand, be part of the academy is a lifetime value that we're giving to you. Just 50,000 naira or $100. You become part of the academy for life. Every other value that I'm putting into the academy, every other teaching, you're not paying for it anymore. For life, you become part of the academy, you become part of our community, and you ask your questions there. Like today, I've opened the academy, the community on Facebook, and we've seen some individuals come there, ask questions, what they should do, what they should not do. And we have more than 671 persons right now in the academy, and they began to answer him. That's how you get value and you make money from your book. If you don't join the academy, you miss out on the community, you miss out on teachings. So I have IK back now. IK, welcome back.
Yeah, yes, thank you, Sameka.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay,
So go
so
ahead.
where did I even?
Yeah,
Okay,
you
so I
began.
was
You
able.
started talking about the pre-order. Hmm.
Yes, I started talking about the pre-order, and
Yeah.
the pre-order paid for the printing actually, and it
Hmm.
worked out for me. The pre-order paid for the printing. So my goal of not writing a book that people want to buy or people have already finished buying, it worked out for me eventually. So the second strategy which I used in selling this book is my visuals. I made sure I had an endless supply of different shades of variations of the book. I went on smartmockups.com, and I got that's where I did videos with my phone, with my mobile phone, with my smartphone, the same phone I'm using right now. I
Hmm.
recorded videos and I talked about my book, holding the book cover which I printed in my hand. So I did several videos, and I will go to my use my video editing app on my computer, and I will edit it, put subtitles, put captions, and I was putting that out from time to time. Now I had gone at this point, I had gone beyond my WhatsApp broadcast list. I went to Instagram, I went to Facebook because those were my two active platforms, Instagram and Facebook. And I made sure I was always in the faces of people. And that reminds me of, there was a post you made a few days ago about the cells that faith comes by hearing, and hearing,
Hearing by the
yeah,
word of
faith
God.
comes that the faith to buy your book, the faith to sell your book comes by hearing, and hearing, repeated hearing, and so that reminds me of that post you made. So I made sure I was always in the faces of people. At some point, someone called me, a friend of mine called me. He said, every time you are selling on Facebook, you are coming to sell on Facebook. And don't you think people are tired of this you're selling? I didn't want to be rude, I just responded casually and all that. Immediately we ended the call, I put out another post again. that you must buy the book. I made sure I was in the faces of people. Like you always talk about shameless selling, right? I didn't mind. It is my message, and I am proud of it. I wanted to own the message. I want a situation where I will own the message, that when you think about me, you remember when you write. That was my
Mm.
goal. I wanted to own it, because if I don't own it, who else is going to own it? If I don't own it, how can it impact you? If I don't own my message, how can it make a difference in your life? How can it add value to you? So I owned my message. I made sure I was in the faces of people. I put in money to shoot to print a T-shirt. I went and printed this T-shirt that I'm wearing now. I made sure I wore it in every of my videos. There are videos I've shot in my phone that I have not even put out, but I was always there. It consumed me. It became a part of me when you write. And remember, I was still writing this book. I had not finished writing while I was
Mm.
doing all this. And someone will say, what if you didn't eventually write the book? No, there was no thought about that. There was no question about that, because I believed in what I was writing. I believed in the message I was saying. I believed in what I was doing. So there was no room for me to say, what if I don't eventually do it? Okay, so that was the second strategy I used, which is visuals. I made sure my visuals were always in the faces of people. I never ran short of that. Another strategy which I used was that I made offers. I made offers to people. I made offers that if you buy my book, you're going to have a session with me. That this offer is only valid if you pre-order. I made offers that if you buy my book, that you're going to get the audio copy, because I did an audio copy of the book, and I
Mm.
intentionally did not do an ebook for this particular book, for this particular when you write. I intentionally did not do an ebook for it. I did an audio book. The audio book is ready. So I made offers that if you pre-order, you're going to get the audio book for free. You're going to get a session with me for free about what the book is talking about. And I had several ebooks which I written before. I made offers that you're going to have them. Then I also made an offer that you're going to get a discount if you pre-order. So those were the offers that helped me, that helped people to, jump into the fear of missing out of these offers, and also to be part of what is. So those were my strategies on how I was able to sell over 100 copies of
Amazing.
this book even before the printed version came out.
Amazing. Thanks, AK. So we have just 3 minutes to wrap up. In 1 minute, what
Wow.
advice? Just 1 minute, because we need to finish this video in 1 hour. We have another live session at
Mm.
12 noon with another person. So, in just 1 minute, what advice will you give those who are listening now to be part of the academy, and how we can to sort out their own issues with regards to their books?
Okay, one of first, the advice I will give to you is this: if you want your book to sell, join your book will sell academy. Why? Now, these are the reasons. Now, the reason is this: you will be in a community of people that have the same focus, the same goal, and the same intention, which is people who want their books to sell. And there's a saying that says, if you want to become wise, walk with wise men. If you want your book to sell, work with people who want their book to sell. And I think that's enough reason for you to join your book will sell academy. Even if you feel that you have sold a number of copies, there is no limit to the number of copies you can sell of your book. There's no
Mm.
limit to what you can do, what your book can do. So if there's an avenue for you to give your book an expression, an unlimited expression, your book will sell academy is that platform that will give you that. So my advice to you is this: join your book will sell academy. Even if you don't have the bulk money, make an effort to join. Okay, make an effort to join. Where there is a will, there is always a way. What you're going to spend to join your book will sell academy is nothing compared to the value you're going to get from your book will sell academy. And also look at it comparatively. The time you're going to spend, the money you're going to spend, the energy you're going to spend in doing your book, writing your book, compare it to not selling a copy. So you see that you'll be losing a whole lot if you don't join your book with Sell Academy. You'll be losing not, being in that community. You'll be missing out in the number of copies you would have sold. You'll be missing out on the strategies that are there. I think there are over 20 videos all talking
Yeah,
about
there are
strategies on
37
how
video.
to,
Yeah, there are
yes,
37
all talking
videos now.
about
We're
strategies.
adding another 13 to make it 15 in total.
Imagine, you see, and all these videos are talking about the same thing, strategies on how to sell your book. Now, Mr. Mekanobis, do you believe that I've not watched all the videos in your book with Sell Academy? I've
Yes,
not
some
watched
individuals
all
have
the
not
videos.
even watched all. Just by watching five,
Yes,
some individuals have made 1
yes,
million, some have made 2 million. Imagine when they
y-
watch all of them. It's like
you
it's a
can imagine.
university. You're just there,
Yes,
keep watching your time. You can watch this
yes.
month, next month, and keep using the strategy. So it's like a university. So imagine
So
having all those
is
50 videos to
yes,
you and you're just
it,
chopping them.
it's an inexhaustible pool that you can't finish. Imagine just from Choma Eze's session, I was able to do that book that boosted my morale to write again. So you can imagine there is Steve Harris
Mm.
there. There is, oh my God, you can't exhaust what is there in your book with Sell Academy. So I encourage you, I challenge you today, don't hesitate. Join now. Mr. Michael Nobis is the amount he has put it at is a giveaway price compared to the value you're going to get from this academy. So join your Book will Sell Academy now and be among people who are doing wonders with their books. See, don't believe that lie that people are no more reading books today. People are reading books. People are reading books and they want to read your book. And they cannot read your book if your book does not sell. It's as simple as
Exactly.
that.
Hmm. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Thank you so much. We have done 52 minutes already. We have about 2-3 minutes. If you guys got questions for IK, we because we need to wrap this video in 1 hour maximum because we want to stream this video over and over again so the individuals who didn't join can watch. And all the individuals have been interviewing. I'm looking at interviewing 20 people from the academy. Some of them have made 5 million, some of them have made 3 million, some of them have made one person has made close to 10 million because she has sold 5,000 books. You know what I mean? I'm interviewing her today
Wow.
also. All these videos we put also in your book Excel Academy. You tap from here, tap from there, tap from here, add it to your life. It's a concoction, a mixture of a lot of value that you cannot not just be successful. If after being in
Fantastic.
the academy and you're not selling your book, that means we need to gather like 1 million pastors to come and lay hands on you because your own is beyond the world, right?
Yes.
So, if you got questions, just drop in the academy. In the comment section, and he will attend to it. So, but IK, for me, how has it been? I can see you are balling. I see your stuff that you're doing online. I see your ads. I see, you've been doing quite amazing, releasing stuff one after the other. Um, I'm still coming back again to pastors, because I really need us to help pastors in Nigeria. A lot of them are missing a whole lot, a lot of rubbish that is going on in that space. A lot of them are not even thinking. Now we are talking about the metaverse. Many of them are like, they have not even survived what happened with Corona. Now we are talking about the metaverse. Many of them are still fighting 5G, fighting
Mm.
antichrist, fighting this. And they keep getting left behind. They got a lot of, and I see a lot of them. They've got great value inside of them. Can you advise them? Let them start bringing this out, not just about the spiritual stuff all the time, right? How can they put
Yes.
out stuff that let people give expressions to the beauty of God inside of them in politics, in tech, in governance. Final piece of advice for them.
Okay. I would say, okay, from my background as a pastor, let me refer to there's a current product I have right now from create your online course, the session I had with you. You taught me about how to create an online course. I have a current product now that says how to turn your
Yeah,
sermon
last year.
notes into an ebook. It's an online course which I created.
Hmm.
And in that online course, I was able to
Hmm.
help people to turn their handwritten notes into an ebook without you typing long words. And that specifically for
Hmm.
pastors and for teachers who have teaching lessons and they are all handwritten. And you're looking for a way to create another source of income from this. Now, for pastors now, your sermon notes are not just, most times when you preach on a Sunday or in a midweek service, that's the end of it. Rarely do you refer back to those sermon notes. Rarely do people get them again and all that. But when you turn
Hmm.
your sermon notes can be turned into an ebook that people can pay for. I'm sure if you're a pastor, you're listening to me now. There are sermons which you have preached before, and they are stellar sermons, right? People have said these
Hmm.
are timeless and all that. But when you go back to listen to the audio sessions, audio recordings of the sermons, most times you are not proud of what's there because there are a lot of, in, distractions coming in and all that and all that, and so you can pick that sermon and turn it into an ebook from your
Hmm.
notes.
Hmm.
Now,
Hmm.
it doesn't
Hmm.
have to be the title of the sermon again. You can now, because the title of the sermon, you gave the sermon a title based on your congregation. Now you are now doing this ebook for people beyond your congregation. So you can retitle it and repurpose that sermon, right? God gave you that sermon for the people you were preaching to that day. But now that sermon doesn't have to die with them. It can extend beyond the people you have preached to by giving it a different title, adding one or two things to it, boosting it, and also your ebook doesn't have to be voluminous. It doesn't have to be up to 100 pages. It can be 10 pages. It can be 20 pages. You have done an ebook and you slam a fee on it, and people begin to buy it. You slam a fee that people can afford, that makes you happy, like a mechanic will always say. Put a fee that makes you happy, that you feel good about. You don't feel cheated. Put a fee on it, and people buy it. So when they come for counseling sessions, because during my time as a pastor, you see that when people come for counseling sessions, they weary you with issues that the message you preached on Sunday had taken care of, and they still come back to you. Probably they were sleeping during the sermon when you preached it. Probably they were scrolling. Yes, probably they were on Facebook or on Instagram while you were preaching. Probably you were not delivering. You were not communicating when you were preaching, because there's a difference between speaking and writing. And if you have turned that into an ebook, you simply refer them. See, I have talked about this. I have solved this problem that you're having in this ebook. Go and buy it. When you buy it, when you finish reading it, come back with your questions. So that way, you have reduced the amount of stress on yourself. You have also increased, you have also giving the person an assignment, because a lot of times when they come for counseling sessions like that, they want to put all the responsibility on you as a pastor. They don't want to do anything. They just want you as a pastor to just lay hands and all the problems will disappear, not minding that they have a responsibility that they have to keep. So you're putting a work on the person. See, go and read this. I've explained this in this ebook. Go and read about it. So you see, you have created another stream of income for you. You have also helped the person to read and find out ways to solve their problem. And you have also reduced the amount of work you do in counseling. So your sermon notes can be turned into an ebook. You don't need to go too far or look for one fantastic idea to write as a book. Find one or two sermons that you have preached that you receive fantastic feedbacks from your congregation. Turn it into an ebook. That's my that's my words to any
Thank you
pastor
very
listening to me
much.
here.
Thank you very
Yes, sir.
much. I'm going to end this session because we need to wrap it up at 1 hour. Thank you very much, Ike. You've been an
Fantastic.
amazing guy all the way
Fantastic.
from
Thank you,
Abuja.
sir.
God bless you. And thank
God
everybody
bless
who
you
has
too.
joined in for this session. We're going to be again live again in the next few minutes for another session. Be there. Another woman, fantastic woman, doing amazing stuff. Thank you, Ike. All the
Thank you,
best to
sir.
you in all your endeavors and all your love. My love to your family
Mm.
and everybody. Signing
You
out
are
now
the
from the city
dawn.
of
You
Port
are the
Harcourt.
dawn. You are the
God
dawn. You are the
bless you.
dawn.
All right, guys. Thank you
Yes,
very much,
sir.
everyone.
All right.
Yeah.